Hello and have a nice day, everyone. So, yesterday I had a stream regarding hitboxes in a video game that I really enjoyed. But the idea is still the same. If I really liked some concept that I saw in another software project, how difficult it would be for me to create something similar, not to the full degree as 3D boxes that collide with each other in real time according to some models and tricky animation. No, something much simpler. Like if I would have like rectangle and another rectangle, would I be able at first move one of them? And would I be able to, for example, detect that in this case they are intersecting each other or they're colliding, and in that case they're just not not intersecting in any way possible, and to show it somehow through the color. And that's what is the topic for this stream. Nothing unusual. Okay, just to recap, Smash That Code, it's about interesting ideas that can be turned into interesting software projects that you can share, that you can reuse, that you can show as results of your inspiration that you got from other software projects, possibly games, or possibly related to games. Not tied to any specific technology, just in my particular case, I am used to Java language, and it can be used easily enough to run on multiple operating systems. Even if you spend some time with it, it can be executed on Android devices. But let's move to it. And what we got? Yep, so I have my screen, I have my raining sounds. I hope they're really royalty free, and I'm not doing anything infringing with the sounds. Boom. So first, what I need, if I want to write a piece of software, I definitely need a program that sort of helps me with it, provides me all the special, I would say, tools. So if you want to drill a hole in your wall, you can do it with your fingers or with your fork, but it would be much useful to use actual drill for it with particular bits. So in case of writing software, you can do it in your like default text editor in your operating systems, but it would make more sense to use something like tailored for this specific activity. And in case of programming in Java, de facto standard in places where I worked was IntelliJ IDEA. It has multiple versions for different languages, but the default one, the free community edition, definitely works with Kotlin, with Java, and I plan to use it through my streams, I guess. The second thing, so for example, you have this IntelliJ IDEA stuff, you know how to configure it with GDK. There are multiple tutorials in internet how to do this, and when you got everything, so the next step would be, okay, where would I start? Which libraries would I use? Do I need an additional month of tutorials? Well, technically yes, you need 5 years of university plus 5 years of experience plus 10 years of honing your craft, but jokes aside, yes, it can be difficult and demanding, but it doesn't mean... just a second, let me move it right here. Why is it not here? I don't know why. I just saw that the YouTube thingy just disappeared. So my approach would be like this. If I'm doing something small and I already have some small piece of code that helped me with, for example, drawing stuff, moving stuff, then I would do my best to actually reuse this code. Not as a library or something like magical, but nope, I would just copy whole project and would start tinkering with it, just changing some lines, trying to read something. And from my memory, the last project that I did, it included things like moving circle, and there was a part with collision detection with really specific geometric shapes. So I actually uploaded it to a service called GitHub. Long story short, it allows you to download whole project, and if it has right license, you can reuse it for your purposes as you wish in commercial or non-commercial like usage scenario. So mine, you can find it on GitHub. I have dedicated account, and this particular project is called MusicOn, because why not? In current version of UX, with all these multiple lines and elements and input boxes and whatnot, there is a green button called code, and if you click on it, you could see this copy button. Next, after this, I would move back to my opened IDE for integrated development environment. Oh, more smart words. So I would try to get project from VCS, version control system, because Git is version control system. So I paste the link, and now the question, where would I put it? I would love to put it in folder D, data projects, it's specifically for Java, and MusicOn. Okay, clone. If everything works as expected, you should download stuff. In this new version, there is a question: do you trust the code that you're downloading? Because there is a program called Gradle that can do all the nasty things if there is some hackers created build script. But in my case, I know by the story of this project, it was created 2 months ago. Yes, there is the script build Gradle, and it just uses some libgdx dependencies, and that's it. There is nothing that looks really suspicious to me, and I'm not sure if any hacker would change it without me noticing it. So okay, back to the stuff. I trust this project. And why would you move it here? Kinda ridiculous. Okay, so that's what I got. I see README file. Nice. Interactive multimedia concept. Second of a kind. Move your circle with arrow keys. Yes. Yes. Move your circle with arrow keys on your keyboard and have a good sounding time. How good? Let's check. From my understanding, this project was created by some special libgdx script. I can discuss it separately if someone would really be interested in it, but from now on I don't need the script. I need only files that were created, and yes, to the left I can see 3 Explorer for files project. Yep, this particular thing. So I can see there are multiple folders. Some of them have meaningful name, like desktop. Some of them have more obscure name, like core, like molten core, what? Fusion core. Gradle is a special program that I use for building stuff and actually making it work, I would say so. And what else? README file, yes, license MIT. Nice. Also, that's the actual license. Nice. So, as you can see, all the indexing stuff is finished. Some downloading happened. Let's do the running thing. In each folder, for Gradle scheme, all folders, there should be src folder, and there should be some number of folders and here you can see desktop launcher. I like to click this green triangle, run desktop launcher main, and let's find out what would happen. So first thing is compilation. Nice. It's actually on a different screen. How would I fix it? Full screen true. Okay. So what would we need? Hit escape. I can see this thing and I want to run it again. Would it work? Probably. Oh, it may look a bit weird, but that was the whole idea behind it. So I'm moving the circle. So the only thing that I want from this program is, like, if I want to move not a circle, I want to move some sort of rectangle, and I want to have this logic when they intersect, something should happen. Not a sound, but at least change of color. So I definitely want to see how actual movement is working. I want to remove this spiral thing because it looks like really difficult for understanding. Maybe I can keep this image, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it's really useful for me right now. Okay, let's dive into the code then. What we can see here. Okay, nice. So anti-aliasing, MusicOn. Nope. Let's call it somehow the other way. It's hitboxing at its finest. Why not? And the project should be called, no, I want to see the source. It's hitboxing, interactive multimedia concept, third of a kind. It doesn't take much time, but we definitely should describe what we're planning to do, right? Third of a kind. Move your rectangle with arrows on your keyboard. Have a good and try to collide with other rectangles. Sounds fine by me. Instructions is Java 8 plus. I would say you should run desktop launcher main method. That's it. It looks much better than just it's Java something. Would we change this? Do I really want it? Nah, let's do it. It's hitboxing now. And here are multiple. Oh my god, what is this? JWT? Why would I need this? Okay, interesting. So, for example, if I would want to change something, first of all, I should find. So there is this GWT file. I'm not sure that it's useful. Build Gradle. These should be fixed. It's hitboxing from now on. Let me check again. MusicOn launcher. Okay, nice, no problem. So I want to change here too. I'm using this refactoring. Okay. content. This one I think I can delete. So before we move on, I would like to check, is everything working after my changes? More like yes. Nice. And you can see at the top left, hitboxing at its finest. Nice. So why would I use this? It should be like this. Yes, I can click also this triangle because it says desktop launcher. I would try to say some words like, it's like the easiest experience you can get, but it would be a lie. I would say that I'm not a big fan of all this super fancy IDEs for simple things that I'm planning to do. You can always customize this stuff. Should it be like that? Probably not, but I guess if you will get some issues with your writing code, you would definitely need some help from all the tools that this IDE got. Sometimes it can show you some errors, like these are not useful. Oh, you can also see that everything works now and in proper resolution. So it can show you different details of what are like parameters for running application. Was there anything wrong? And I guess we'll start checking things out, like this MusicOn thing. Yes, why this can be really useful. So on Windows OS, for example, I can see this script, right? Something with class, something with main method, something with all these words. I can see some configuration. As I said, there is a title, width, height, and I can see some blah 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 application, configuration, and MusicOn. MusicOn is something that was previously done by this project, so how can I open it? You can always check what was imported and from where and try to find it here, but IDE provides you the easiest experience for this. You can press Ctrl on your keyboard and then click. When you click and you press Ctrl, you can see these fingers, and left click would allow you to go straight in the class that actually was used by the application. Yep, it's quite long, about 600 lines, and I would say don't bother right now. First thing, let's rename something. Why should it be MusicOn when it can be hitboxing? Enter. Nice. Let's move back to here. Yes, it's now hitboxing. Okay, so what do we have on our hands? Something from GDX, something with hitboxing concept. Geometry. Yay, nice. So, oh my god. Done. Northeast, southeast. Okay. North, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, and northwest. Class transforms XY coordinates into direction. Okay. Maybe useful. These are some constants used. Okay. Geometry, always fun and really easy to understand, right? So let me see. Line geometry input. Keyboard. Okay. These are some constants. Space, escape, WASD, left, right, up, down. Yeah, fine. Why would I need space? I don't know, but why not? What else do we got? We have data. What is data? Input state. Okay, intermediate structure to keep active input received from the player. Okay, so when I press something, it's saved in this keyboard state, sort of a hash map. Okay, stick moved. Okay, I guess it's for gamepad. I'm not using it right now. Circle entity. Yep. Rotation for circle. What a nice solution. I mean, there is a texture, maybe that's why. Circle entity. Game entity that has a shape of a circle. Huh? Not that useful. Okay, what else do we got? Just hitboxing. Great. Everything that we may need in one file. Is it really a problem? I could rename, reduce. Oh my god, why so difficult? Condition started is always false. Okay. So this is something related to sound. Note names. Okay. Octaves. Notes edit. Notes. I don't want any note here. I would literally remove this thing. So sprite batch, I guess I would need it. Texture, sprite controller, texture region. Oh my god, why so difficult? Ear clipping triangulator. Superb. Like beautiful. Inactive trapeziums. Polybatch. Note sounds. Nah, no note sounds. I don't want it. And I don't want fade out sounds too. What would break? Multiple places. So what is okay, nice. I can see this. Like what actually we got here? We have this class sound volume tuple. What? Don't want any sound volume. Boring. Plain sounds. No plain sounds. Okay. Screen max height. Okay. Notes. No notes. Don't want any. Okay, so notes would not be created. That is fine. So notes, add note, name plus octave, nope. Ain't gonna happen. Okay, nice. So we have some number of trapezium vertices. Oh great, vertices. What can be more fun? Okay. So about methods, I'm really getting like excited out of all this, and we also have multiple red lines. Sound note sounds, I guess, no, not that interesting. Dispose, I guess dispose is called, if we click here, no, nothing. It should be called when we exit our program. Just some comment, you know, when you want to write something in the code but don't want to break compiling of it. Okay, what else do we got here? Render. Render sounds useful. Max update iterations. Okay, fixed timestamp logic handling. Okay, handle controller input. I don't care about this. Check exit input handling. Nice. Fixed timestamp logic handling. Okay, we have some tricky mechanism for, I guess, smoothing out our rendering. Okay, and it works with this something. Apply player input. Okay, apply size font transformation. Okay, I guess it's related to changing size of circle. Yeah, we can find this function and say goodbye to it, because we don't need this stuff right now. apply player input. So keyboard state rate, rotation, keyboard state, yep, -1 +1 something in direction, rotation, okay. Public static void calculation, player collision, player collisions, nice. So how would it happen? Player X, okay, it's limiting so that we wouldn't move out of a screen, fine. What's next should happen? Okay, first horizontal axis, then vertical axis, nice. That's it? That's all? Okay. Not allow player move beyond screen. Okay, wasn't difficult. That sounds scary. Where can I find it? Right here. Calculate player collisions. Limit player movement. That would make more sense. Handle sound state. Nope. Let's remove it altogether. Yep. So there is a clear stuff, and there is drawing of these trapeziums, right? Some of them are active, some of them are not active. So we have these. What is this exactly? It's a list. I don't know how it's moving. Okay, nice. So let's get back. Polybatch end, batch begin. So we have, okay, makes sense. So when we, yep, okay, nice. So it wanna say that how we actually draw stuff. We use this class called Polygon Sprite from libgdx library, and it has its special method for drawing. Yep, that we actually use when we try to draw stuff. Polygon Sprite, get Poly Sprite. It's something. Ooh, I don't know. We need to check that out. Fixed timestamp. Okay, it's for 60 FPS. Nice. Max update iterations. Fine. Handling. License. Font transformation. No, we just removed it. Collision detection, time tracking, render. So first, we plan to render these things. Then as they are polygons, they contain multiple vertices. So I would say maybe in this case only 4. Each of them contains multiple vertices, so these things are called polygons. We finish them, then we want to render through batch rendering. Where through batch? Because that may be the easiest way. Nah. Okay, so circle entity player. Okay, we took it from a state. Nice. We set bounds. We set origin center. We set rotation, and then we actually draw it using a batch. Then we close the batch. That sounds like this piece of code is really cryptic. Okay. So I would call it, this is where we actually draw player image. Okay. This is this. Oh, God, why not? Where we draw rectangles. Okay, nice. So, and in a moment where what I see in this clear color, yes, I set the color for actual clearing screen. Red, green, blue, and alpha channel. Okay, nice. So this just paints whole screen with something. Okay. So every 60 60th of a second, or 60 times per second, we draw something on the screen. Then we draw all the rectangles, trapeziums that we got. Then we draw our player so that it would be always on top. Okay. And before this, we actually calculate the positions through applying user input, through calculating that it's not like player is not moving beyond screen. Then we calculate which trapeziums should be drawn in different color. Okay, sounds not bad right now. How am I? Oh, removed only 30 lines. This should be a mistake. There definitely should be more stuff to remove. Handle sound state. We don't need those. Okay. What else do we got? Oh, in my terminology, polygon is like this. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, it's about dots that we are drawing, right? It's called not a dot, but not a point, but a vertex in like geometry, how would say, in computer graphics world. Okay, what else do we got here? What is this? Calculate trapezium collisions. Okay. Vertex slope. Oh my god. Intersected. False. Why is it so difficult? Can't it be somewhat easier, you know? Okay, it's like in case of no input. Nice. That's for exit. Okay. Oh, that's some boring handle keyboard input. There is something for handle controller input. I don't need it at all. So limit? Nah. What do we got here? Notes. Nope. Notes again. New sound from some library. Oh, I got assets. Right. And there are multiple notes, as you can see. Oh, there is a huge number of those notes. Let's remove them. They are boring for us right now. Oh, nice image. Fun. Okay, so we don't plan to upload them anywhere. Set input processor. Okay, so this small piece of code is changing keyboard state if some specific button was pressed. In case of escape, in case of space, yep, key up for space, it would do something like false, true. That's kind of weird. Okay, so this Polybatch is created one time, full screen. Why would I do it here? Okay, so how do we start here? Set up trapeziums. Oh, do we have some stuff here? Trapezium count. Let's say 2. 2 sounds good, right? What the heck is going on? Well, I definitely should create some simpler project so that next time when I will start, I wouldn't remove all this magic from here. Yet, yeah, it's not that easy as I expected. Meh. Let's give it a shot, shall we? So we removed about 100 lines. We definitely can move some more in different places, but we still would need some of it. So setting up trapeziums should be somewhat easy, right? What the idea here? Yes, the idea was I was drawing a spiral here and I don't need any spiral right now. Okay, so after I pixmap, what the heck is pixmap? Pixfill. these textures not disposed. Heck. You're not helping me. Okay. So, trapezium vertices. Nice. Finally something that I can understand. There is this loop that creates, this is some color stuff, right? I guess it's a color, because it's color here. Oh, we can see modifier. Oh, can we see something? No. Why not? Because 2, and yes, probably there was something missing. Okay, set trapezium activity set. So why not? Yeah, I understand that it's empty, but who was supposed to add something there? Nah, makes no sense. Index 0 out of bounds for length something. Check index, hitboxing, yep. You mean I can set it like this? Because why exactly I can't set a list? Because I should add something to it? Maybe? But why was there something? Hitboxing? Yep, and if it sounds boring, yes, most of the time programming happens like inside your head when you're thinking through some idea that you got and you're thinking like, oh, it should be epic. And yes, definitely it should be, but reality is a bit difficult because we still have to use computers and not some magic fantastic device that just recreates our imagination in physical form. So, as if you try to make a stool, you know, you would need wood, you would need a bunch of tools, and your first, I guess, 10 stools would be like really awkward. They would be like not comfortable to sit on them because it requires some time and requires some effort before all this stuff becomes easier. So I would say let's still go on and try to make it work with lesser number of trapeziums, and maybe we can actually understand why it's failing. So probably this is piece of code related to calculating trapezium collisions. Fine by me. Is point in polygon. Okay. This one is sort of easy. Is intersected false. There is I. So okay, there is this loop where we go through vertices. Okay, nice. So trapezium vertices. And I said that there should be 2 of them. Yes. Yes, previously. Like, if it would make more sense, what I'm trying to do. Main loop. Before, like, there is a short description for this style of implementing interactive software. Is if there was a default behavior for our program that it awaits some input. When we get this input, we draw something, and then we ask for input again. But in case of interactive software, even if user hasn't drawn anything and we want to, for example, animate something, we still should draw something, right? So instead of awaiting for input, as you would expect for interactive stuff, there is always something going on, and this constant rendering and removing and drawing again is called like render loop or main loop, and handling input is only part of it. So there are multiple phases for this. So phase 1 is actual setup, phase 2 is actual loop, and phase 3 is exit with resource cleanup, right? So what would happen in a loop? So first things first, there should be input, handling, state change, clean screen, render stuff. So I am now on a phase 1 where I should initiate all the things I need. Why screen through E like scream? No, it's not like this. So I'm on a phase where I should set start position for player, right? Upload, how I would say, load user image, create default rectangles or trapeziums, as in my case, input handling, and there is also the step of collision detection. Yes, and whole program works like this. It's just goes from phase 1 then to phase 2 where it goes and goes and goes and goes, and there is also this check of should exit. Yes, there is just this question like every second 60 times this would happen. Should I exit? Should I exit? Should not? Should I? Let's remove this. Okay, so I've got the basic plan for this. I have a start position. Let me find it. Start position for my player. Yes, no sound here. Yep. Do I need controls? I'm not sure. No, I don't need it. Yeah. No, hot plug and plug logic. Okay, so yes, this is image loading. Okay, there is also GameState stuff. If I click press Ctrl and then click to GameState, I can see this GameState. Oh, and I also see this GameState. It has default field called player, which has this circle entity, X, Y radius, and speed. Nice. So for example, yes, I know this stuff. These are empty. So the part when I'm failing is this. For some reason, this creation should have added something else, like activity. It should have set them to like false, but it has done nothing, and that happened to fail during collision detection phase. So I should add something to this particular array of data. Yes, it sets, but it should set it even before. Yes, it gets something. Yes, and that's the issue. Yes, it doesn't respect the fact that there should be something. Okay, I click here, handle. Yes, let's check exit stuff. Apply player input. Okay, don't want it right now. Calculate player collisions, not interested. Calculate trapezium, right? Nope, not this. Okay, get trapezium polyvertices. Okay, what do we got here? Should it be like that? Nah, probably not. So okay, it's 4 vertices. Okay, we can probably recreate it without all this boring stuff. We just put like this. Okay. What is failing? Okay, this thing is failing. Oh, myself. So I want to input it myself. So for example 20 20, and then will be 40. Nope, not like this. 40 20, then it will be 40 40, and then 20 40. Nice. So what we got here is vertices, color texture region, get poly sprite. Ooh, that's like not that easy, right? Okay, doesn't matter. I guess it's a question of coloring. Is anyone using this? Probably not. It was for centering stuff. Okay, start angle, scale. No, doesn't need it. So okay, I start from trapezium vertices clear. Not sure why, because it's like setup. Maybe I plan to have some reset. So trapezium count should be like 1. Should be 1. Should I use 12 root of something? Why? Oh, there was a color change. Let's choose something. So for example, it should be, let's say, green. I want to be more green, and no blue at all. Nope. Yep, nice. So angle is, all this angle stuff is not necessary. Not sure what I'm trying to get here. Okay, nice. So active trapezium, inactive trapezium. Should I edit somewhere? Okay, trapezium vertices, active trapeziums, new active sprite. Oh, I think I understand. So there is a trick. If I can't, so when I was using this library, and when I stumbled upon a problem of drawing something with multiple dots like trapezium, I decided to use this polygon sprite thing, and I couldn't change colors dynamically, so I just created 2 lists, one with like default color and another list with same polygons with same geometry but with different color, so that it would be easy for me to either draw from one list or from another. Sort of a hack, but why not? It's working. The only problem is I would need to add it here, I would need to add it to vertices, plus I think the only thing that is missing is that I should add state Well, where is this activity stuff? Isn't it part of state? Trapezium activity, why can't I access it? Trapezium activity, add. Yeah, add, false. In that case, I'm setting the initial state for the rectangle that I created, that it's not intersected with the player. That should be the case. So if I am correct, and all this mumbo jumbo is still such a long program for such a small thing, Triangulator, inactive trapeziums, active trapeziums. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh, nice. I changed the logic. Oh, and now I really know that when I say... Oh, can you see it? Now I know that 0, 0 is at the left bottom and not in the top left corner. I mean left bottom corner and not here. Okay. At least moving up and down is easy to understand. So what I want to change right now, I want to have a bigger player. I'm not sure why it's so small. Sounds boring to play with such a small player. Play texture. No, it shouldn't work with particular coordinates. GameState, where is? Yes, all the data that I am working with, so like numbers, they should be kept somewhere, right? So you have can create multiple fields and save data there, but in my case I like to keep it in one place and I call it a GameState. There is even, I guess, some interface from libgdx for this, but it's just my class that has width height for some internal logic plus this trapezium stuff. Stuff that is used for rendering, like sprites, patches, something else. It's not part of a game state. It's part of a render state, but it doesn't matter. So x, y, radius. Radius can be more. How about 100, right? And how about making our trapezium or rectangle? How about making it, moving it a bit upper? Yep. And 2020 is such a small thing. It's okay. 40, 500. No, it should be this. Should it be like that? I don't know. I don't care. It should be like this. Well, I should care, but not right now. What I want is to do 400 and 500. So, if I did everything right, then after this, yep, I can see that my circle is around 200 pixels in diameter. I can't move beyond the screen. Looks really weird on the screen. Yeah, because the window is moved. So when I move closer to... Yep, that's it. I would call it a success, not because I'm moving actual triangle, but because I moved something. So the next thing that I want to do, I would do it separately of this video. I would create a texture that would be a square. And I would like to move a square for this particular experiment. I have removed some stuff, but I haven't documented the way I am actually changing color. I'm not using the easiest way, but I guess that's the technical detail of Java and libgdx. I guess it was super boring. So now we can just spend sometimes, why am I always adding some S? So, what is missing? This particular piece of code is currently only on my local machine. It's not saved in any way, shape or form, so you can just take it right now. I would do this separately just after this stream, because it's even less interesting stuff than just looking at piece of code. I'm not sure that I did all the cool things I wanted, because like this definitely should be here. I would say that if you ever try to do something with the real world, from wood, you have to have a special table for this. You have to dry your wood before you try to do something with it. You need different liquids. You need brushes for oil, for example, so that later this wood wouldn't get rotten from moisture in the air and from changes of temperature and humidity in your area. So most stuff that is actually worth doing, but it's usually some sort of complicated and requires some time for setting up and learning. I'm not saying that this version with Java, with IDE and stuff is super easy, super accessible. I chose it because Java is sort of really popular language. You can get a job if you really want with this language, but it would be probably not related to gaming. But some ideas that you may really like to explore and enjoy tinkering with can be written in Java. And if you know Minecraft stuff, it was in the beginning done in Java, and there is still Java edition that is actively supported. So now so Java itself is not an issue for creating games. It's more like a time and desire to learn different libraries and concepts, I would say so. I think I have 2 more minutes. What else I would like to remove from here? I have input state, this stick moved stuff, direction angle. Direction angle probably... Yep. So assets, not important right now. Okay, what should we see here? Apply. Stick moved. No, we aren't using any stick. And okay. But okay. Nice. So direction, degree, angle. Okay, nice. So I can move it here. Float. If you really want to dive deeper in IDE or Java itself or Gradle or something, I really advise you to check by yourself. There are multiple tutorials in the internet that you can find useful. I'm not sure that there are many useful videos about that, because it just, let's say, it's a bit awkward to describe it through video, like, you see, I have a computer and I press 2 buttons and everything works. So, right? Most of the time the best way to try something is actually download some piece of software, try to use some command line interface, command line interface. So what we get here right now, float x. If keyboard state presses left, then we move to the left. Oh, it's like we're just trying to get a direction, right? Yes. And then after direction we get a degree, and then we use this degree with sine and cosine to actually multiply it by speed and by delta. And that's the way how, like, I can show you if you really want, or if you think it's not useful, you can remove all this delta stuff by yourself if you think that it's unimportant. But the trick is that even fast computers sometimes can, like, have a hiccup while rendering stuff on your screen, and would do it not 60 times per second, but for example 57. And the way you approach it is either you tie your code to speed of your processor, and your program would be really fast on fast computers and slow on slow computers, or you create your artificial clock time that you try to use internally. It's really an interesting topic, but I'm really not that competent to describe how and why it should work like this. Do not allow player to move beyond screen. Okay. Yeah, have these trapezium vertices. Trapeziums, rectangles. It shouldn't be vertices lists, because as I understand, it's arrays. Probably shouldn't be array. Okay, so let's wrap up, because it's already more than an hour. I began from saying that you need an IDE if you want to try something with programming. You don't particularly need it, but it can be really helpful. So next thing, I advised to use IntelliJ IDEA, and you need some time to set up JDK, and there is special thing in project settings. This SDK should point to something. If you have nothing here, then you probably should go at SDK, download JDK. You should choose version, at least something like 11, and then choose version that you like. I chose something with adopt OpenJDK, chose it, clicked download, that's it. Then it worked here. After I finished this stuff and clicked OK, it actually downloaded it from internet on my local machine. It doesn't creates a mess on your PC, because this IDE is managing everything. After this was added, we have also project structure. We should call it hitboxing, right? Nice. Yeah, hitboxing. Yep. So first of all, I said that you should download this IDE from official site. It should be like JetBrains something. Brains.com. Yeah. And here you can see developer tools. Should be something like this. There are 2 versions, and I chose this one, community. It's free, because for students, for hobby projects, you don't need the commercial one. It wouldn't work much faster from my experience. So okay, you downloaded it, installed it, checked this SDK stuff, but before this you have to download the project. You need to get it through the link. You can take any project you want. In my case, I used already existing one from my GitHub profile. Yes, I found this link, which I used later for file new project from version control. Yes, and here I pasted it and chose the folder where I want to actually export it. Then the first thing I did was actually try to run it, and in my case with libjdx projects I have folder called desktop. There should be src something with desktop launcher file. I waited before this triangle appeared and clicked it. It always starts on another screen, so why not now? What else? Can't call get direction method with 0 only arguments. Why not? Sounds great. Okay. Okay, yes, I broke something. So the idea is I renamed something. Yep, I changed something in readme file because it's like first place where you should check the details about the project, and if you want to save something about it for future use, do it in readme file and save it. You can save it using GitHub, you can save it on your local machine, how would you like it, doesn't matter. So the thing is, I used this desktop launcher and it actually started this class, which I opened through Ctrl press and left click. Yep. So here recently I removed some piece of code that checked that if okay, so I'm just doing Ctrl Z so that I can see if rotation is 0. And so I can do this. But it should be working. So get direction, runtime. You can't call get direction method with 0 only arguments. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do this, but in that case, why there is no additional step? I guess I removed it because it was in the beginning. Nah, should I? Okay, let's check it here. So I have this core stuff, there is src, MusicOn, there was this moment of checking handling player input. Nope, boring. Yes, this one. It said that if... yeah, I understand now. Apply player input. The thing that was done, I saw the stick part and removed it, but I should have checked this. If there was no keyboard key state changes, like no left, no right, no up, no down, so no input, right? So we can just finish this method earlier. Let's do it again. As I said, green triangle to start the application, and that's it. We can use arrows, or we can't use WASD. That's sad. Why not? Because I use it here. But it doesn't matter, I don't want it like this. I still want to use WASD. Where is it? Yes, I'm handling it like this. So if it doesn't matter. D? What is D? Yes, D. Okay. In case I'm doing up W, I want to use up. In case I'm using A, it's left, so S is down, this is A is left, and D is right. Start again. Oh, nice. So now I can move again with WASD and not only with my arrows. So that's it, hitboxing at its finest. Not at its finest, but it's a first step in like my attempt to create is quite simple or not so simple interactive piece of software that shows how we can actually calculate and show that something intersected something else. Maybe in some future I can think about how to do it in 3D, but it would require uh, more effort because working with 3D is like if you really don't enjoy working with sine and cosine functions and how would you call it, tangent, yes, with this stuff, yeah, 3D would be even more of a headache for you. You can use different libraries and everything, but it always requires additional effort. You have to understand the editors, you have to understand important models, important sounds and scripting and additional languages. It may require like serious course or something else, and it's like really beyond the topic of like my interest, I would say, because I'm not interested in doing some small stuff using huge libraries. I'm more interested in learning something new for myself, so that if maybe I would decide to implement it myself, I would know at least what to expect from this. How can I try to combine it? And do I need some fancy library made by other developers, and should it be slow or should it be fast? So, yeah, useful. So I downloaded it, modified it, changed name here. I haven't changed actual like folder name. It's still MusicOn. Should I change it? Can I do it? Yeah, probably can. Can't rename. Oh shoot. That's sad. I can do it later. That's fine. So yes, this piece of code is working according to this small plan. There is a setup phase, there is a loop phase that works with input, checks if it should exit, does some collision detection, and does rendering stuff. And the third step is when you actually click escape and you leave this application and your computer is not crashing and burning. Yep. So back to the start. On my first stream, I suggested that playing games, you can stumble upon some interesting stuff that you may not know how it actually works if you try to do it in code, or if you try to do it in like a piece of paper. How would you technically think through some of problems? So if you want to check if this rectangle represented as a number of like dots, points, if it was drawn on some canvas, on some screen, would it intersect with another set of dots that represents another rectangle? How would you think about it? What apparatus you would use? Would you like not only apparatus, but do you think it would be easy to make not a rectangle, but something with multiple polygons, like multiple dots in it, like 5? Like if it was a star, for example. There are multiple approaches to this, and it doesn't matter which one is like the best, because context really important here. In case of some old NES hardware, it was done one way. When we have much better computers, we can do it the other way. If you want to make it like super simple or super specific to your code, your idea, you can move it, you can done it in a third way, and that's fine. And it seems to me like in that case, when you're thinking about your ideas, like what you really want to achieve and how you want to achieve it, you can stumble upon some creative stuff and find some maybe source of inspiration for learning to code, learning to describe your ideas, to share your ideas, and with it you can have really great time of your life. Okay, so thanks everyone who would watch it or who wouldn't decide to watch it, but thanks to everyone for your time.